The Indiana Fever are quickly becoming one of the most exciting teams in the WNBA, and they're set to prove Cheryl Swoops, one of Caitlin Clark's loudest critics, wrong. Swoops once claimed that no one would want to play for the Fever, but now free agents are proving her statement false. The Fever are fast becoming the hot spot for top talent in the league. It's clear more players are eyeing Indiana than ever before. With this kind of attention, it's not hard to see why players are ready to flock to the Fever. In today's video, we'll be diving deep into the minds of 10 game-changing free agents and what they think about Caitlin Clark and the Fever. These aren't just any players, they're world-class champions who could elevate the Fever from playoff contenders to legitimate championship favorites. And trust me, you'll want to stick around to hear about that 11th player. We're saving the best for last, and when you see her play, you'll understand why any player would want to team up with her. Let's start with Kelsey Mitchell, who's the heartbeat of the Indiana Fever. You must be thinking, wait a second, Mitchell is an unrestricted free agent. Could she actually leave? Well, hold your horses, because Caitlin Clark's arrival changes everything. We're talking about a backcourt duo that could light up the WNBA. Mitchell and Clark together on the same team? That's something special. Mitchell has been lighting up the court for the Fever, averaging an impressive 19.2 points per game last season. She had a stretch where she couldn't seem to miss, scoring 20-plus points game after game. Can you imagine the consistency? It's incredible. Now, imagine that scoring ability paired with Clark's playmaking skills. That's not just a backcourt duo, it's a nightmare for every team in the league. Defenders would have their hands full trying to keep up with these two. And what's really interesting is that Mitchell's not just impressed by Clark's game, she's hyped about it. When asked about Caitlin, Mitchell couldn't hold back. She said, "Shout out to Caitlin, she did unbelievable." That's not just respect, that's excitement. Mitchell sees what Clark can bring to the team, and she's all in on the idea of playing alongside her. But will the Fever keep Mitchell? You bet they will. The team is ready to pull out all the stops to keep their star player. We're talking about a supermax deal worth around $250,000. This isn't just about money, it's about sending a message. Mitchell is the future, and the Fever are all in on her. Mitchell is a leader who's been with the Fever through thick and thin, and with Clark coming on board, she could mentor her while also growing alongside her. Together, they could become the face of the franchise, driving success on the court, bringing in more fans, and making Indiana the place to be in the WNBA. Imagine Mitchell and Clark as the new LeBron and Kyrie combo. Dangerous, dynamic, and a force to be reckoned with. Now, just when you thought the Fever's backcourt was set to dominate, here comes a bombshell in the front court. What if a former MVP is eyeing Indiana as her next stop? A player who's averaged 16.6 points, 7.6 rebounds, and 2.3 assists per game last season. And as if that wasn't impressive enough, she's shooting 40% from three-point range. Can you imagine the spacing she'd create alongside Aaliyah Boston? That's a front court combination that could cause nightmares for opposing coaches. This mystery player is none other than Nneka Ogwumike, a 9-time All-Star with versatility that can impact both ends of the floor. Imagine Ogwumike and Boston sharing the front court. Two players who can stretch the floor and dominate the paint. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Ogwumike isn't just impressed with what the Fever are building. She's excited about playing with Caitlin Clark. Picture this. Clark drives, draws, defenders, and dishes the ball to Ogwumike at the three-point line. Ogwumike pumps fake, drives, and then finds Aaliyah Boston for an easy layup. It's the kind of playmaking that can elevate all three players' games. Could the Fever actually land a player of Ogwumike's caliber? Absolutely. She's not just impressed with Clark's game, she's giving the rookie the respect she deserves. Ogwumike's leadership could be the missing piece that takes the Fever from a promising team to instant contenders. But hold on, there's more. The Fever aren't stopping there. What if I told you that there's a young gun who could take this team to the next level? Enter Satou Sabally, the rising star from the Dallas Wings who's been making waves with her breakout season. She's averaging 19.4 points, 8.4 rebounds, and 4.5 assists per game, and at just 25 years old, she's already earned her All-Star selection. And Sabally isn't just impressive on the court, she's been hinting at the possibility of joining forces with Caitlin Clark. Sabally recently signed with WME Sports, the same agency that represents Aaliyah Boston, and with connections like that, the idea of Sabally teaming up with Clark and Boston becomes even more likely. Sabally has also praised Clark as an amazing generational talent, and she's clearly excited about what the future holds for women's basketball. Imagine the potential of a front court consisting of Sabally's ability to stretch the floor and defend multiple positions alongside Boston's interior dominance. But there's more to the story. Sabally's former GM, Amber Cox, now with the Fever, has history with her, which could be a game changer in free agency. The pieces are falling into place, and Sabally joining forces with Clark and Boston could become a reality. Next, let's talk about Kelsey Plum, the sharpshooter from the Las Vegas Aces who's been lighting it up from beyond the arc. Plum shot 41.4% from 3 last season, and she didn't just take a few shots, she was launching over 5 threes per game. If the Aces are forced to make tough salary cap decisions, Plum could be on the move, and the Fever could swoop in. A backcourt pairing of Clark and Plum would be one of the deadliest shooting combos in WNBA history. Defenders would be stretched thin, trying to cover both players, creating more opportunities for their teammates. Plum has proven time and time again that she can deliver when it matters most. She's a clutch player who can help a young team like the Fever to the next level. Next up is Erica Wheeler, the seasoned point guard who's seen it all. Wheeler isn't skeptical of the Clark hype, she's all in. She's praised Clark's court vision and believes the rookie's presence will elevate everyone on the team. Wheeler understands what it takes to win, and with Clark running the show, she's confident the Fever will be a better team overall. It's not just American players who are excited about Caitlin Clark's impact. Gabby Williams, fresh off helping France win Olympic silver, has been vocal about Clark's potential to reshape the WNBA. Williams is known for her defense, and she believes Clark's skills could revolutionize how teams approach the game, especially on the defensive end. Finally, Tina Charles, an 8-time All-Star and former MVP, has been watching Caitlin Clark closely. Charles believes Clark's impact could change the course of the WNBA. Her endorsement of Clark is a full-throated recognition of what's at stake: high viewership, packed arenas, and an entirely new level of excitement for women's basketball. The Indiana Fever are positioned to make major moves this offseason, and with Caitlin Clark as the centerpiece, the buzz surrounding the team is unreal. With potential additions like Mitchell, Ogwumike, Sabally, and Plum, the Fever could go from playoff hopefuls to championship favorites in the blink of an eye. Which free agent do you think will be the perfect fit for the Fever?